So I looked out my bedroom window this morning, right there, and I said, I think there's a couple things I could harvest for breakfast. So I picked some peas and some kale, put it in there, and I think I got a couple tomatoes I could add to my breakfast this morning. This guy right here looks red enough to pick. Where are you? Yeah, he looks good. I'm gonna pick him. Looks good. And he looks alright. I'm gonna eat him. And I'm gonna eat you. I'll let that guy go a couple more days. But I know it's not a whole lot. But I'm gonna add that. Show you what I'm gonna make for breakfast. Another little area that I haven't really showed you guys, but that's garlic right there. It's doing great. This is just at the base of my chimney. And I'm going to grab one of these beautiful green onions for breakfast too. Pull that sucker out. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that nice? That's from a store-bought green onion where I just chopped off that, used the rest, and then regrew it. And I think I'll do that again. I'll chop this off and replant it. So we'll add that to my bountiful harvest. On a side note, somebody posted something about a cat using the raised bed as a litter box. I had the same problem with the neighbor's cat right here. And I read somewhere that they don't like citrus. So I got a bunch of orange peels and lemon peels and mixed them in there. And I haven't had a problem with that cat crapping in this raised bed since. So, worth a shot. Here's a side consequence of taking care of your garden. I had chopped that hydrangea all the way down to nothing. I mean nubs all the way down to the dirt last winter. And I put a little compost around it. Little compost tea. Look at that plant. That sucker. I mean, it's going nuts. It's super healthy looking. Love it. Let's see what else we could get for breakfast from the whiskey barrels. Look at my strawberries. They're really healthy and vining out. But haven't had any more strawberries off them in about 3 weeks. So, but it looks really heavy. Or really healthy, I mean. And let's see what else I could cut for breakfast. A little bit of basil. Do this with one hand. And a little bit of parsley. Some more parsley. I'll just pick it with my hand. Scissors, not necessary. What else do I have? How about some chives? Cut some chives here. A few chives. Look at that. Let's go make breakfast. So here's what we got. Here's what I'm going to make. I got a bunch of herbs, basil, parsley, chives, some deformed peas, some kale, that huge green onion. I won't be able to put all of that in there. A few tomatoes I'll chop up. Got a couple of eggs. I don't have chickens yet. Those are from the store. A couple tortillas. This nuclear hot spicy salsa my mom made for the kids' graduation party. It's so good. And some cheese. I'll put it all together and show you guys my breakfast, much of which came from my garden. Save these for the compost pile. You impressed with my one-handed egg technique? Save that for the compost pile. Scramble up my eggs. Heat up my tortillas, old school. Hot. shredded cheese on the tortillas. Pop it in the microwave just long enough to melt the cheese in about 30 seconds. Cheese is melted. So I put 1 egg each on there. Look at all these veggies chopped up. And I kind of like the cooked, raw, different texture thing where you got some cooked food but then some nice raw, crunchy vegetables in there too. Maybe it's a California thing. My wife's Asian. Kind of do that a lot in Asian cooking too, but it's really good. But I'm just going to load these up with all this stuff from my garden. Roll them up kind of burrito style. All these herbs. This will fill me up till way after lunch. I'm not going to use all these green onions. I'll use them for dinner tonight. But that part of the green onion, I'm going to put right back in the spot I pulled it from, and it'll grow. And then some of Mom's nuclear salsa. That look good. And I'm not going to be able to roll them up with one hand. I'll show you what they look like, and I'll take a bite to get my reaction. So there they are, rolled up burrito style. I'll take a bite of this first one. Oh, lost a tomato. Trust me, I'll get that one. Big bite. That melted cheese with that hot salsa, but then all the fresh herbs and tomatoes in there. Man, that's good. Really good. Actually, I'm just going to try these little tomatoes raw. Ooh, those are really nice. And this is that husky, giant red, supposed to be a cherry tomato, but I think Home Depot switched the plant on me. Let's try that. Yeah, I probably picked it a day or two early, but it's still good. Still nice and sweet. Well, there's my morning breakfast for you guys. Thanks for watching. So long.